Hold the babies, picture the butts.
Baby booties, man.
When you was over the crib, picture baby butts. You predator.
Unbelievable. Believable. It's crazy how many people is caping for Michael Jordan, man. It really is crazy, yo. I don't understand, like, how you don't see this as being inappropriate. And you know, I went at some people in the comments on Instagram, you know, and nobody responded to my comment. I wonder why. And I asked them, I said, would you touch another child that isn't yours? Because I don't know about y'all. I don't play with kids. I don't play with kids. You know, I might throw the ball or whatever or swing them around. But I don't touch or play with other people's kids. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like cringy. You know, when a weird sex scene comes on and you're watching a movie with your moms and it's like uncomfortable. I don't play with kids, man. But these people are just now letting you know what I'm saying, what they into. That's what I feel like. I feel like a lot of these high-ranking people that made millions and millions of dollars are now just letting the cat out the bag. You know what I'm saying? They letting the cat out the bag because it's like, what can you do about it? You see, Michael Jordan bought a plane, you know, a couple weeks ago. So he's planning on leaving the country if it gets too hot. Millions and millions and millions of dollars. And don't get me wrong, I'm an advocate. I used to buy Jordans and all of that stuff. I will never purchase another pair of Jordans again anyway. Because he keeps putting out the same shoe every 2 years. So why am I paying for this crap anyway? And you keep releasing the same shoe. You see the stupid ignorance of us people here? We'll make them rich over and over and over again just to say that we have it. Just to say that we have it. Okay? And then when the shoes are old, nobody cares. Nobody cares anymore because why? It's material possessions. Wear what you like. If you wear Walmart shoes, wear that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Michael Jordan has been doing this stuff for a long time.
Dream that heals me. Got to see that's how I dream to be.
I dream I move. I dream I move. I dream I groove.
It's unbelievable. I really believe that, you know, and no shade to my people in California, like, you know what I'm saying? But you have these people in high places in rich, wealthy areas that are passing bills to take ownership of children that aren't theirs.
California lawmakers are moving forward with a bill that some critics are calling legal kidnapping. It's called the Family Preparedness Act. It would expand options for people to seek temporary guardianships or step in as caregivers. And that means adults who are not relatives would be allowed to make short-term educational, healthcare decisions for those kids without parental consent. Critics are warning that it could allow virtually any adult claiming a, quote, mentorship to step in, even against a parent's wishes. Detransition advocates write in a new opinion piece, quote, this bill would permit any adult to claim a mentoring relationship over any child, permit the child to live with that adult, and allow the adult mentor to claim an inability to contact the child's actual parents If the law declares that any adult can declare authority over any child at any point, there is little a brave California parent will be able to do.
Now, when you see stuff like this, what the first thing that comes to mind is that what would you want to do with someone else's child? This is why, it's prevalent that, we stay strong and remain being in young children's lives. When your kid is at a certain age, they're going to do what they want to do, but when they're very young, their minds are like sponges and they don't know how to, kind of like understand certain things that are going on. But it's sick to me to see a lot of people defending this. It really is. Oh, Jordan is the GOAT, man. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that to a child. Me personally, I can honestly see, I can see it. I can see Michael Jordan kissing a white kid on the lips, touching him inappropriately. I can see, now I can't see him, doing nothing else, but I can see him being inappropriate with a child. I can see that. You know what I'm saying? Especially a white kid. I can see that. Michael Jordan doesn't even like black people. Y'all remember what Chameleon said?
I saw Michael Jordan. I met Michael Jordan at this Michael Jordan party. It was at his party. And I never, I know it's some rumors that I asked him for an autograph and he said no, or that's a lie. I saw Michael Jordan. I'm at a party and I don't ask nobody for nothing. I never do. I don't like when people overly do it to me. I had saw Michael Jordan taking pictures with girls. He was like, and I ain't mad at it. He's taking pictures with people, you know what I'm saying? And he's taking pictures and and every now and then taking pictures, you know what I'm saying? So then later on, you know what I'm saying? I seen him and they was like, oh, there go Mike. And he was standing over there. He was with some of the Boston Celtics. He was with Spike Lee. He was with, I don't know, some other people. And I was just like, man, this is just that one moment where I'm going to say, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go say, I'm going to ask Mike for a picture. And then I said, I went over there and I said, hey, fellas, nobody was talking. They was just chilling, whatever, right? And I was just like, man, I don't mean to be rude, but Mike, I just want to know if I could get a picture. And then, now I understand, I kind of expected him to say no. So I wasn't mad if he said no, but the way he said it, he said, oh, hell nah, man, I ain't taking no pictures with no niggas. And he said it like that. And I was like, I kind of got stunned for a second because I was like, wait a second, I don't think he heard. I turned back and my boys were just looking at me like, damn. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of thought that he didn't hear what I said. And I was like, keep in mind, I had just came from a Reggie Bush event. Everybody knows about the Michael Jordan jersey, right? Me and Reggie Bush was doing this event, right? And he was auctioning off these jerseys. So I had to keep on raising my hand and bidding for these jerseys, right? And it was a Michael Jordan jersey, an Allen Iverson autograph, the Shaq, a Vince Carter. There was a whole bunch of jerseys, right? And I kept raising my hand. It was like 1,000. I raised my hand. They said 2,000, and some dude raised his hand. And they said 3,000. I raised my hand. They said 4,000. We kept going back and forth. And then I finally went over to him at 7,000. It was like, hey, man, stop raising your hand, man. You don't want them jerseys. And he was like, I said, man, how about we stop and then we both split the jerseys at 7,000 and we split the money. And he was like, all right, cool. So we didn't raise our hands no more. And then they said, sold to Chameleonaire and that guy right there for $7,000. So the guy tells me that he wasn't even tripping. He didn't even want to get the jerseys. He was just trying to show off to Kim Kardashian, who was on the stage. I was like, man, this dude that made me pay $7,000 for these jerseys, and he didn't even want the jerseys. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, whatever, right? I'm telling Michael the story. I'm like, I just bid $7,000 for a Michael Jordan jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he goes, you know what? I'll tell you what. You pay $15,000 right now for a jersey from me, and I'll take a picture with you. And keep in mind, Michael Jordan's real tall. He's looking down on me. And I'm looking up at him like, man, I never been so heated in my life, man. My heart just started racing like, I'm about to steal off on his foot.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not really one of us. You know, he's not really one of us. As long as we keep buying his shoes, as long as you keep buying those Gamma 11 shoes that keep coming back out every 2 years, every 5 years, you all right with him. Okay? Some of you dudes out there got closets full of this crap. Didn't Trick Daddy show y'all they made in China, the shoes falling apart and all of this nonsense?
Why do my Jordans, them the kind of numbers, why they got to do that? For what reason? For what? Why? Why can't I keep my Jordans forever? Somebody reach out to Nike, tell them all I want is I just want to get my collection back up, man. I spent a lot of money for these shit. This don't make no sense. Why they got a dry run? I had them in the car. I live in the house. I'm not homeless no more. I got a few dollars. Like, why do my shoes got to do like this? Why after so long do my Jordans got to do this? They got to do it better than that, because I'm sure I met Michael Jordan. He's a good guy. I know somebody at Jordan Nike going to reach out to me and they're going to replace my Jordans, because I love my Jordans. I'm pissed off about my shit, yo.
Now, I remember when they said that Michael Jordan owned stocks in the prison system. And that was false. They said that was a lie, right? It was some other white guy from Oregon or whatever the case may be. But then I thought about it, right? And I said, the internet is very clever. How do we know that Michael Jordan, okay, the basketball player, doesn't really own stocks in the prison system? Just think about this, because the internet is tricky. It can manipulate the minds of the masses. You can just Google it, and then next thing you know, it's gone. Everything's scrubbed. It's a whole different story, right? But if you think about it logically, Michael Jordan gets $200, okay, for his sneakers. Now, back in the days when I was coming up, people used to get killed for Jordans, right? You used to get shot. You would get shot if you had on a pair of Jordans and somebody wanted them. What size you wear, son? What's your size? Oh, that's my size. Give me those. Run it. Michael Jordan gets paid from the person that buys the shoe. That person, right, goes out, wears the shoe, gets shot for wearing the shoe. He makes $200 off the prisoner that killed the young man. So now he gets $400 for one pair of shoes. He makes $200 a day off the prisoner and $200 from the person that got killed. So it's all around the board. I just think logically. When I'm seeing all of this stuff going on with Epstein, it's creepy, weird, nonsensical behavior. These people are sick, man. They really are. They really are sick. And the higher up you go, which I'm noticing now, the higher up you go in wealth, the worse it gets. You know what I'm saying? It's like they have to have their own club for the freaky stuff that they do. Okay? They got to. They got to do it. It's crazy.